We see them everywhere, passing them on the street, flicking through them in magazines and watching them on television. But how often do we realize the full extent of our exposure? Gone are the days when adverts were reserved to magazines, radio and television. We are now members of a society in which we live amongst advertisements, unaware of how much they have been incorporated into our lives and how impossible it is to avoid them. We wear them, play with them, and even eat them. Have you ever taken notice of how many of the food items snacked upon daily have been branded with the logo of their company, and consequently registered in our minds as the desirable brand of biscuits? What would you say if you were told that in wearing a Nike t-shirt you are really acting as a human advertisement? How different are you really from a poster of a Nike ad stuck on the side of the road? Not very. In fact, you just might be a better investment considering that you are mobile and have the potential to interact with consumers. To completely understand the role of advertising in our lives, we must first look at what advertising is and what can be classified as an advertisement. The Cambridge Dictionary defines advertising as the business of trying to persuade people to buy products or services. This business of persuasion may be through any form of communication, including visual and audio. The most well-known and regularly used methods of advertising are through mass media, such as print media, television, radio, outdoor advertising, direct mail, and the internet. The definition given for an advertisement is a picture, short film, song or other which tries to persuade people to buy a product or service. This definition of advertisements links with the idea of branding, an advertising method which involves repeatedly labeling products with an image or product name in order to create a connection in the consumer's mind between the product and certain qualities of the brand. The branding of necessary items such as clothing and food is proof that avoiding consumerism is more difficult than we may think. But what makes us so vulnerable and easily influenced by the advertisements that are constantly thrown our way? Is it the content and technique of the adverts, or the fact that they are so pervasive in our lives that we no longer regard them as a sales pitch? The likely answer is that it is a combination of the two. As the marketing industry has expanded dramatically since the rise of new technology, advertisers and manufacturers have more opportunities and resources to communicate with consumers and promote their company and products. The rise of new technology mainly refers to the expansion of mass media. Traditional forms of media such as newspapers, magazines and television extended to newer media such as the internet, CDs, DVDs, mobile phones, video games and others.
Since the dawn of humanity, we have used tools to communicate. Over time, these tools have become more complex, like in 2700 BC when the Egyptians started using pictures to represent sounds. This later came to be known as the alphabet. Every time a new discovery is made, it changes the way that we live, but there's always some people who struggle to adapt. Like when radios
Look, here is the new Band-Aid plastic strip with new super
were
sticks.
replaced by televisions.
Look, here is the new Band-Aid plastic strip with new super sticks.
At first, we didn't realize TV's potential, but one day, it dawned on us. TV's a new kind of communication, one driven by images. And the use of images changed everything. Then along came this thing called the internet. At first it was just email and banner ads, but then it evolved into something much bigger. Just think about it. We used to come home to watch TV, but now we watch TV on the internet. And not just that, we search on the internet. We read blogs on the internet. We upload pictures to the internet. We update our status on the internet. We share our lives and our experiences on the internet with the world. We're not on the internet as passive observers. We're on the internet to have a shared experience.
As these new forms of media were developed, advertisers seized the opportunity to use these devices for promoting companies and products. A prime example of this is the use of the internet, a medium which has been around for approximately 30 years and is used by billions of users worldwide. A large proportion of the sites found online are filled with advertisements reaching vast majorities of consumers daily, making it easy for companies to attract the attention they desire. In more recent years, websites which are widely known and used by many have increased the numbers of advertisements that they sponsor. An example of this can be seen by YouTube, the video sharing website which very recently has placed adverts before the start of their videos. These adverts forced users to watch at least 5 seconds of an advertisement, or in some cases an entire advertisement which may last up to 1.5 minutes, before they are able to view their desired video. Seeing as though YouTube is the most popular video sharing website on the internet, the addition of these commercials, although off-putting to some users, is unlikely to turn a significant number of users away from the site. It does, however, provide the companies whose adverts have been placed on the website with a great number of potential consumers. Even traditional forms of media such as television are now devoting more time to advertising, with approximately 1/3 of Australian television being taken up by advertisements. So what does all this tell us? Is it that we should attempt to destroy the consumerist ideology we have developed, bringing up future generations with a strong awareness of the negative aspects of advertising? Or should we not worry about changing the power of advertising in our lives and just continue to adapt to it as we have been doing over recent years? There is no clear answer and both views could be argued well. However, it is likely that the most suitable solution would be to lie between the two, being assertive of advertising and media in our lives, yet still being comfortable to live amongst them.